There are 2 tee shots on this course that I will never forget. That amazing one in the woods, and then guys, that is a tee shot. Are you kidding me? Now let's go toss some plastic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are back in Three Rivers, Michigan, taking on Meyer Broadway South. Now, to be fair, this course does sit slightly under Meyer Broadway North as far as the ratings go. And even talking to a few locals, they prefer Meyer Broadway North, but the reasons that they dislike it, I think, are the reasons that I'm going to like it. And we're starting off with a gorgeous hole 1. 255 feet, dead straight, but we do have a low ceiling with that big branch hanging down in front of us. And for that reason, I will disc up to my Kotuku, and I am really excited to get this round started. Oh, that worked out well. It was quite a bit short, but it looked like it was gonna be an ace run anyway. Let's get going. Surprisingly, we actually had a good first throw of the day. Hole 2, it's 307 feet, and it looks like we just have a downhill hyzer shot. I think we want to stay in front of that big tree down there, and we're just gonna go with a soft champion leopard. Just get a nice little flip up and let the disc do the work. Well, apparently I hit a low ceiling that I could not see from the tee pad. That is a bummer. Listen guys, I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. This is not a hard tee shot. You know what I mean? There is plenty of room to work a hyzer in. So if you come play here, don't do what I just did. We still have 114 feet to the pin. I'm just gonna reach out, do a nice little soft hyzer shot with our Pro Rhino. All right, I think that was pretty good. For the 3, hole 3, 298 feet. We have just another gorgeous looking hole here. The basket is tucked somewhere off to the right. I'm gonna play a little conservatively. I'm not sure what else could be around that corner, but we're just gonna go with a soft Valkyrie. All right, I think that should be up there. I think we got through those leaves pretty well. Usually at the end of the season here in Michigan, fairways just, they get pretty tight with everything growing in. To be fair, I think that branch did slow us down a lot more than we think, because I am still a mile from this basket going way uphill. I don't know, probably 80, 85 feet maybe. We are gonna full send our Pro Rhino. Well, that was good. That was really good. The whole time I was holding that, I was thinking, man, this thing is just so covered in dew, but I don't want to burn my towels up too quick. Well, that was worth it. That was a nice layup. For the 3, oh my. All right, we gotta wake up. We have got to wake up. That wasn't the worst putt in the world, but it's time to wake up. Like I said, talking to a few locals, they said that they prefer Meyer Broadway North. So I asked them why. You know, why do you prefer that one? What's wrong with South? And they said, well, it's super hilly, super wooded, super technical. Like, what, it's super disc golf? Like, it's too disc golf, you know what I mean? Like, that just signed me up. You know what I'm saying? Sign me up, I will be there. Hole 4, 430 feet, and it kind of looks like this hole is just a massive horseshoe because I can see the road. It's not terribly far away, and we need to curve in front of that. We need some serious stability on this shot. I think this is more of a placement shot off the tee, but we are gonna full send our Scepter. All right, I think that's what we're looking for. Hopefully we're not too inside, but let's go find out. Well, the Scepter did do its job. Hopefully you guys can see the pin placement up there on the top of the hill. We still have 150 feet, but again, we are dealing with some pretty low ceilings. That seems like a common theme here so far, and we are a bit nervous on rollaways. This is actually a tricky approach shot. We are gonna give our Rhino a nice little soft toss. Get up there. Perfect. This is the rebound hole that we needed for a very solid 3. Hole 5, and we have 186 feet. Another just absolutely gorgeous hole. This one is a little dangerous though. Dead straight tunnel shot downhill. So we definitely have to keep our disc low to take out any huge tree kicks, and we are gonna full send our champion Rhino. Man, I really thought we'd get a little stability. At least we hit the last tree down there, so we should still have a putt. Every time I step up to my first like long putt of the day, like a 50-footer like this one, I always view it as like the first momentum putt. If we can knock this long one down, especially early in the round, it can really give us some momentum for the rest of it. Or if you miss it by a mile, you also just get yourself in the mindset of like, yep, it's gonna be one of those days. Hole 6, and guys, I literally cannot put into words how insane this tee shot is. It is 365 feet, and you need a huge, and I mean huge anhyzer off the tee, but you have to have stability. You truly have to force something over that is typically a more stable or overstable disc, and then you need to hook it up at the end. But let me not forget, in between here and that landing zone is a gorge that is probably 100 feet deep. This is pure insanity, and this is one of the moments that I really hope the channel can continue to grow, and I could have a camera person. Like if we had a catch cam on a lot of these woods holes, if I actually get a good shot off, it would be amazing. And I will I will show you guys more in depth of this hole after the tee shot, but we are gonna full send our champion Orc. Oh, be perfect. Oh no! We had the height, we had everything. I really thought we were gonna lace that drive. The problem is, we hit a tree way down there. I have no idea where that disc could be. What a bummer. So real quickly, the tee pad is right up there by that trash can, and you come down dead straight, and you need a snapping Annie shot to get around this curve. This curve is super, super anhyzer, and then there's that insanely deep gorge, very small landing zone over there. That is top 5 tee shots I have ever seen. What an absolute blast. But I don't know if we're gonna find the Orc, but that's part of the fun, I suppose. So we did find the Orc, and I'm gonna go under the assumption that you guys cannot see where I am. But if you see a big V tree, I am behind that sucker. And I do have a tough, pretty long Annie shot. I'm not entirely sure how far away from the basket I am, but hopefully the Waka Waka can do good enough that the catch cam sees it. All right, I'm throwing completely blind, so I hope that's decent. And it's parked. The Waka Waka comes through every time. This is all the stuff that you guys don't see. Me trying to find a place to set the camera, run way up here, try to find a cool, viewing point, running all the way back down there. Sometimes it gets a little intense. Hole 7, and we have another doozy of a hole. We have 255 feet way uphill. The basket's tucked way up there to the left at the very top of the hill. It looks like we have 2 fairways. You can go kind of the psychotic route and go straight up the middle down that tiny gap, hopefully get your left finish, or you can hang out quite a bit wider to the right. There is more room, but I would say less chance of parking the shot. So of course, we're gonna just go dead straight up the middle with our Kotuku. All right, we didn't quite hit our line, but I think we slid up there. I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of putt that's gonna be. As expected, we are left with a pretty terrifying putt. I just assume this hill drops off behind that basket and there's a ton of guardian trees. Definitely a layup situation in any tournament setting, but I think we're gonna try to go for it, give it a little run, go for this crazy sneaky Annie putt with the Waka Waka. Oh my God, let's go! Are you kidding me? The freaking Waka Waka, that putt was insane. That window is like the size of the Waka Waka. Let's go. We've needed one of those. We've been hunting one of those for a long time. Nuts, who would think, the Waka Waka. Hole 8, and this is just another insane one. We have 284 feet. The basket's like over there. You know what I mean? Like, it's the biggest meat hook that you've ever seen in your entire life. And it looks like up there, it is just a straight 90-degree turn. I don't really know how much room you have to go up there. I've been really debating placement shot, which again, tournament setting, I'd probably just like throw the Rhino up there, but we're not playing a tournament, are we? So I'm gonna full send our Scepter. All right, did it work? Who knows? Let's go find out. For those of you curious about the answer, it did not work. It did not work at all. We are way down here. I don't know if we caught a roll or if the tee shot was just that bad, but we're down here. We got about probably 80 feet way uphill to save our 2. I don't think that was very close. Honestly, I'm more than happy with any par at this course. Hole 9, 323 feet, and as you can see, we are hitting kind of that wide open uphill field throw. But guys, let me tell you something. After 8 holes of getting your butt kicked in the woods, I love coming out to a break, a hole or 2 like this to mix it up, because you've just spent your whole morning looking for your disc in the woods. You can step up to a hole like this and you're still gonna be looking for your disc in the woods, because there's no way you're gonna nail this tee shot. But hopefully we can get our wraith up there. I don't know if I can make it to the pin with that much elevation gain, but we're gonna give it a shot. Come on, get up there. All right, you know, we got up there pretty far. I yanked that a little bit. I went way higher than I needed to be, but it should be a putt. Just look at that background. That's what disc golf's all about. That is just jaw-droppingly beautiful. We have left ourselves a little longer than a putt than I expected. It does kind of check out with how high in the air I threw it. Probably close to 50 feet, to be honest, uphill. Come on. Oh, boo. So for today's hole 9 break, as you can see, we are back in the office, and I just want to touch base on this one more time, just in case you didn't see Sunday's video. So a huge announcement to share with you guys is the fact that I have finally launched my own website. Yes, tossingplastic.com, and I will have a ton of used discs up there and even some new ones. More importantly, I have my first piece of merch that I can offer to you guys, the Just Tossing Plastic t-shirt. Keeping things light, because at the end of the day, guys, that's all we're doing. We're just out in the woods tossing plastic. So I have this in kind of your royal purple, the traditional tossing plastic colors. And then I also have this, which is just kind of a lighter take on it. More of just a, I don't know, more of a lavender type color. Both of them have the logos in the front, and I couldn't be more excited to finally be able to offer these. Info for all of this stuff is located down in the description, and I greatly appreciate anybody who can take a few minutes and check that out. And I also just appreciate you guys for continuing to show me support, watching the videos, clicking that subscribe button, clicking the like button. I couldn't do any of this without you. Now let's get back and finish our round. I want you guys to take a second and really soak in how insane this tee shot is. I will never forget this. It's 460 feet. We're throwing a mile downhill, and there's this beautiful bowl just carved out of all the shrubbery. I mean, just the amount of time it may have took to make this one hole. I mean, it's just insane. This course blows, in my opinion, blows Meyer Broadway North out of the picture. I mean, this is insane. Now, huge chance of losing a disc. Obviously, my advice for long downhill shots, match the plane of the hill. If you throw flat in about 3 seconds, your disc is gonna be 200 feet in the air, and 100% it's gonna hyzer out into the abyss. So I'm gonna keep this really low, try to match the plane, push it down this right side. Hopefully we hyzer back in. We're gonna full send our Firestorm. Come on, be good. Be good. Oh yeah, we'll gladly take that. Man, this is so much fun. For super steep downhill shots, the Firestorm, in my opinion, is perfect because I don't want any glide. This disc only has 4 glide for a distance driver, and it's also a 14 speed. I want to just crush this thing. The less time in the air, the better, and it's stable. So like I said, I just crush it, keep it low, it'll dive off to the left. It's just always seemed to work with this disc. Great birdie. Great birdie. Hole 11, we have 358 feet dead straight and a mile uphill. That basket is way up there. We do have kind of a tunnel shot. Definitely not trying to make a play for the pin, but we are gonna full send our champion Orc. Oh, a little low, but yeah, nothing special. I mean, that was a pure classic Orc throw. Hugged the left side, slowly drifted back to the middle. A little more distance would have been nice. As expected, we have left ourselves a long one, 66 feet uphill. You know, the Orc did fine. With the elevation, this is plenty of distance for this hole. It gives us a shot for the birdie, so I have no complaints there. Hopefully, we can knock down another long one. Good distance. For the 3. Hole 12, 435 feet. It looks like it is just way up there to the right. I'm sure this hole plays much longer, probably closer to 600 with how uphill we're about to go. And I'm gonna get a little juicy on this one because we're going uphill and way to the right. I'm gonna full send my Proto Hades. Oh yeah, that was pretty good. We'll take that for a Hades shot. Didn't go far, but again, we are throwing up a mountain. We'll take that. I know it is a bummer. You guys can't see much, but neither can I. You should just barely be able to see the flag sticking up there. My rangefinder said 160 to the pin. It does seem a bit shorter than that, but there might be some sneaky distance up there with the hill. But we are gonna take our champion rhino. I'm gonna try to push just a little bit of an ante shot, hopefully leave ourselves a putt. All right, hopefully that worked out great. Well, the rangefinder definitely was right on that one, especially with the uphill. That was probably more like a 200-foot shot, and we didn't commit to it, leaving us way too long of a putt to save our 3. Come on. Oh, nice putt. Nice putt. Feeling good, playing good. Just enjoying myself. Hole 13, 418 feet. And I've been kind of mowing over this tee shot for a while here because you can go low. You definitely need a disc with a lot of stability. It'll get a decent ways up the fairway. But I've also thought about going high, like going up towards the top of the trees, then letting the stability kick in. I'm not sure how sharp of a turn it is. I don't know. The high route sounds fun, but you guys know how that can go. But I think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna push the height a little bit with our Firebird. Okay. Yeah, we went for it. We proper went for it there. I just decided full send. You know, over all the trees. Hopefully we can find it. All right, guys, that took an eternity to find, but luckily we did find it. You know, probably not worth it. Am I gonna learn from that mistake? I have no idea, but we have still, I don't know, we're probably 130 feet away from the basket. Really just not in an ideal situation. We are gonna full send our Pro Rhino. Just float up there. All right, that'll work. That took so long, we legitimately need to warm back up. After I've been kind of mowing over our recent tee shot decision there, I think I might have to implement a new rule here on the channel. No more BBTS, you know what I mean? And I know what you're all thinking. Yes, no more big blind tee shots. They get you every time. I'm always looking, I don't know these fairways at all. In my intrusive thoughts is just like, throw over it, throw over the trees. It'll work out fine. It never does. It never does. So far for the entire round, I have been playing the longs, and I do like to showcase both, you know, to kind of get out to all players, especially people who might be coming here blind for a tournament. Playing some of the shorts definitely helps them out. We're on hole 14. I don't know how long it is, and it doesn't really matter because we have an absolute meat hook up there. We can't get a ton of distance around that tree, so we are gonna full send our scepter. Yep, nice and simple. Now we can try to find the pin. Scepter did its job perfectly. We still have 130 feet to the pin, way uphill. We are gonna give it a nice little soft run, hopefully with our champion rhino. Oh, you know, we tried. Nice and simple 3. Hole 15, 276 feet. And guys, to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure where the basket is. My gut's telling me it's tucked up there off to the right, but all we're gonna try to do is just throw it dead straight up the middle. We are going way uphill. Maybe we'll get lucky and leave ourselves a putt. We are gonna full send our star crow. Well, when I throw that thing uphill, it gains a lot of stability, and if my gut feeling was right and the basket's over there, we're a mile away. For future reference, for any of you people who might come out here and play this for the first time, the basket 100% goes to the right. If you go to the left, you get prickers and woods and everything else that you don't want. We are still very far away, probably 90 feet. We're just gonna go a soft toss with our hammer. Just slide up there. Okay, hole 16, and we have another blind one, 295 feet. And we really have to push out to the left with this tree growing into the fairway, or, you know, go with a nice forehand. Yes, there is a spike hyzer route, but we're not doing that anymore. We are actually gonna full send the P Waka Waka. I haven't like full power thrown this thing probably ever, but we're gonna see how it goes. Go, P Waka Waka, go. That was beautiful. That was, I could have never done that with my old white one, but that yellow one, fuzz more stability, that was a lot of fun. Today has definitely been the day of the P Waka Waka. Will say, if you guys do get the chance to come out here and check this course out, I would highly recommend trying to get here super early if you can. This course, some of the walks between each holes are long, but they're amazing. You can hear the crunch of every footstep, and you can just wake up with everything else around you, the bugs, the birds, the rest of the world waking up. So much worth it. Now, this is what it's all about. Hole 17, and this hole is 340 feet as the crow flies. If you want to take this left lane, kind of trying to throw over all of the shrubbery, all of the tall grass, that's what you're looking at. But there is also this very safe kind of bailout, dead straight hyzer lane. Definitely not getting to the pin going this way, but you can go for like a nice easy par. Of course, we are going to full send it over all of the shrubbery and whatnot with our champion leopard. And the one other thing, so far, this is the only tee pad I've had issues with. There is a pretty steep slope downhill as far as this one goes. Oh, it's gonna crash early, I think. Oh, it sure did. We had plenty of room out to the right. I wish I would like that one back. To be honest with you guys, I was really hoping I'd walk up here and see that the champion leopard just fought its way through, but it sure didn't. And now we are left with a tricky, probably 43-foot putt. I'm gonna go with a big pizza putt, hopefully get a little luck and get our 2. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It is so just not how you do it. Rounding off our day here at Meyer Broadway South, we have hole 18, and as you can see, it's only 155 feet. And guys, I could not be more excited. There's nothing I love more than either a super scenic, amazing hole 18, or one that you can just empty the bag on. It is such a fun way to end the round. Hopefully, we can end on a good note. We actually have a chance. We're about to hit this ace with the old champion rhino. Nope, sure can't. Sure can't. Sure can't. Oh, what a bummer. Unfortunately, no ace was made today. That wraps up today's video at Meyer Broadway South in Three Rivers, Michigan. And guys, I'm gonna come out and say it right away. This is my new favorite course in Michigan. Yes, absolutely, I had a blast playing this. In my eyes, this is what true disc golf is. Battling through the woods, trying to keep a decent score. You have a couple wide open shots to, get that out of your system. You have some ace runs, everything in between. You need backhands, forehands. It is just a battle from start to finish. Cannot say enough positive things about the scenery of this course. Every tee pad that you walked up, you just had to take a second and soak it all in. It never felt that just like robot where you walk up, you see what you have to do, you pick your disc up and you just chuck it. There's always something to look at, check out, and experience on every hole. Well, there definitely are some things to consider if you want to come tackle this course. Obviously, the elevation change. If you're somebody who struggles with mobility at all, this is not the course for you. Unfortunately, that's just how the case goes sometimes. Also, there's a decent chance of losing a disc. Some of the tee shots are huge, blind, big turnover, big hyzer shots. You definitely want a spotter, but on the plus side, if you just move up to the shore, you can kind of eliminate that. And then on maybe your third or fourth playthrough, you have that confidence, you kind of know what you need to do, bounce back to the longs and just let it rip. Another thing to keep in mind, on most of these holes, the tee signs are not at the shorts, but you usually walk past the longs to get to the shorts, so just take a glance at it, try to remember it if you can while you move up to the short pin. And I'm sure, as a lot of you guys notice, you could get the tree kick of the century with some of these kind of throwing over a ravine shots. If you do not keep your disc low and it hits up high, see you later. You know what I mean? That thing is gone out of here. And don't forget, if you come to this course, there's nice pavilions, there's picnic tables. You can easily make an entire day of this. I know that because I have been here for 2 days now and it has been very enjoyable. You have a whole other 18-hole course with Meyer Broadway North, and then you also have the putt course. And like I said, guys, I had a blast. I played that last night. It's an absolute blast. It's not like they're all literally like 30 to 60 foot putts, all kinds of trees. You're just fabricating everything. I could not believe how much fun that little course was. Overall, I'm going to give Meyer Broadway South the amazing score of 9.6 out of 10. The only thing that kept this from being a 10, honestly, is there was no water. And I absolutely love water. A couple water carries, even just having a river, trying to avoid that hazard. That's my only critique, really. All the other stuff is just part of what makes the course so exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now it's your turn to go toss some plastic.